name is Tara Redfield. I am a food writer in Los Angeles, and today I have a guest pastry chef who specializes in vegan desserts. Her name is Sarah Creighton, and she is going to show us how to make a vegan chocolate banana cream pie.
Okay, so this is going to be a no-bake pie, which means we're not going to put it in the oven. And for the crust, I'm going to do a cup of dates, and I'm going to put it into a food processor. And then I'm going to do a cup of mixed nuts, or you can do just one kind of nut, whatever you like to do, whatever kind of nuts you like. I'm doing walnuts and almonds, so I'm going to put a cup of the nuts and a cup of the dates in the food processor. And then I'm going to blend them together until they have formed kind of like a congealed, consistent, small, crumbly sort of mold, basically like a batter. But you want to start blending it, and once you see it fold in on itself, then you've got the right consistency. So I'm going to turn this on. Okay, so we've got a really ground, sort of coarse meal, which is pretty good. So we're going to add a little cinnamon to it, which is optional. You don't have to. If you don't like cinnamon, that's fine. I'm going to do about half a teaspoon cinnamon. And then I'm also going to add some vanilla, which again is optional. And you can add like vanilla bean powder, or I'm doing the liquid. If you want to make it 100% raw, you're going to have to use the vanilla bean. I'm just going to go ahead and use the liquid. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of the liquid. There we go. Okay, so put that back on there. Okay, so now you can see that it's starting to fold in on itself. We're just going to empty out all of our crust material. And then we're going to flatten it out with our hand. So we've got our flattened pie crust. So first you're going to take about 2 to 3 of ripe avocados. I'm using 2. And you're going to empty the avocado into the food processor. This is going to basically be the major part of your filling. It's going to be the creamy avocado, which is going to make it a really nice consistency. Okay, so there's 2 avocados. And now I'm going to add my maple syrup. I'm using 1/3 of a cup. You can also use agave. Just want to use 1/3 of a cup of either agave or maple syrup.
Are your hands good?
Oh yeah, they'll be messy. It's okay.
They're getting messy.
Yeah. All right, then we're going to add like a pinch of salt, just a little bit, get some flavor. And then we're going to add half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Again for flavoring. And then we're going to do about a 1/4 cup of the cacao powder. It's going to give it the chocolatey taste.
And you could also do this without the cacao powder. It would just be a green color.
It would be like a greeny color. Yeah, it might be a little offensive to some, but it'll still be a good banana cream pie if you don't use the cacao. The cacao is just going to make it chocolatey. And then I'm going to add a little coconut oil. You want to add about 2 tablespoons of the melted coconut oil. Now we're going to blend it all up.
Yay!
Okay, so it's going to look like a pudding.
Looks like pudding, yeah.
Very thick, and that's exactly the consistency you want for the cream pies, like a thick sort of, a little heavier than a pudding.
Okay, now you want the crust?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and fill our crust now. Okay, now we're going to add 1 banana that's been chopped up and put it on the bottom to create sort of banana layer for banana cream pie. So we've got that banana on the bottom. Then you want to go ahead and add the filling. So once you've got the filling layered out, I'm going to take another banana and chop it up on top to make another banana layer thing. So now we've got our layer of bananas on the bottom, our chocolatey pudding mousse consistency in the middle, and then we've got the bananas on top. And now we're going to put that in the fridge while we make the topping, the sort of cream topping.
Fantastic.
For the banana cream pie, I wanted to do like a sort of whipped cream type topping. You want to get like a can of the coconut milk. and you want to scrape the fat off the top of the can that sort of builds up, and that's what you're going to use as the cream for our topping. I've got some coconut cream myself, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. And if you're using the can, you just want to take the top part of the can, so about half the can, put that in your processor. I am going to just sort of pour in about that much, so just a little bit. I'm say about like half a cup. So I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to put in some powdered sugar. Now obviously if you want to do a real raw pie, you can't use powdered sugar, you'll have to use something else or not do the topping like this. But ours is just a no bake, so I'm going to go ahead and use powdered sugar. And I'm going to start with about 3 tablespoons full. And then I'm going to add some vanilla. And again, if you want to make it raw, you're going to have to use a vanilla bean. I'm just going to go ahead and use the liquid. Okay, so that's about 1 tablespoon of the vanilla. Now I'm going to blend it up and see where we're at. Okay, so it's still really liquidy, so I'm going to add more powdered sugar. I'm going to go ahead and add about a cup powdered sugar. Now if the coconut fat is really thick and creamy, you might not need to add any more sugar at this point. Mine's a little bit liquidy, so I'm going to go ahead and add a whole cup.
Sugar galore!
Yeah, it's going to be very sweet. Basically, you're making like a vanilla cream topping with that vanilla flavoring in there. And it's going to have a little bit of a taste of coconut, but it's not going to be overpowering. Okay, so it's definitely getting thicker. So you really just want to keep on adding sugar until you get a thick sort of like whipped cream. It's not going to be as thick as whipped cream, but you want it to at least sort of hold together. This right now would be more of a glaze because of how liquidy it is. So we're just going to keep adding sugar until we get a sort of heavier whipped cream sort of consistency, and then we're going to layer that onto the pie for the finished topping.
All right, here is our finished product with the cream-like topping, and this went in the refrigerator for a little bit after it was done, just to let everything set up. For about how long, Sarah?
You can put it in there for about an hour if you want this cream to be real stiff and hold up like it is right now. If you're wanting to have it a little like looser, like a little more like a glazed topping, you don't really have to refrigerate it, but you want to put the topping on, set it in the fridge, let it sit for a couple minutes, and then serve it immediately. And if you're not ready to serve it, you're waiting for the next day, definitely keep it in the fridge until you're ready to serve it.
Great, thank you so much, Sarah.
You're very welcome.